All right, so in the last video, I'll put a link to it down below. We successfully built the domain controller. It's up here and running on Rocky Linux 8.6. And so now we're going to go ahead and set up a workstation. And I got a basic Windows workstation installed. We're going to fire it up. We're going to connect it to the domain, install the tools, do some management, set some file permissions, and have some fun. So I'm going to go ahead and open up another VMware workstation player session. Let's get ready to fire that up. Now, these servers are both set to be behind VMware's NAT, and VMware's NAT also has a DHCP server. And in the last video, we set this up to be the DHCP server, so I have to shut down the DHCP VMware on VMware. And the way you do that is go Control Panel, Administrative Tools, go to Services, and then just click in here and type a V, get to the V's, and we go here to the VMware DHCP service. We stop that. And I will go ahead and just set this to manual for now, so it won't restart. So now that DHCP service is stopped, so it won't hand out its IP. You don't want to have two DHCP servers on the same virtual network. And these are both behind NAT, so they'll be able to see each other inside that. So we'll go ahead and power this guy on. My cat's going crazy wanting to get outside. I'm sorry if you hear her meowing. She just wants to go outside and play, and it's not a good time for it. I probably should have gave this some more RAM. I don't know how much RAM it had. You can't do it here. You can't see. How much RAM did I give it? Hopefully it's not like 1 gigabyte or something. Oh, yes. Oh, crap. I wanted to say yes to that. Oh, well. That's fine. And let's see how much RAM it has. Let's see. It's kind of pokey. Wow, it's really pokey. It's got 2 gigs. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and work with it. And so first thing we're going to do is go ahead and join the domain. And to do that, we're just going to right click on the PC. We're going to go Properties. We're going to go down here and look for the Advanced System Settings. If you're a Windows administrator or engineer or whatever, you've done this 100 times. Computer name, network ID. We're going to say it's part of a business network. It uses one with a domain. I'm going to say next. And now we're going to type in our domain administrator and our password for that. And the domain name, which is test.com. Oh, I typed something wrong. I think I typed. Oh, yeah, let's try it again. There we go. Okay. I must have typed something wrong. And so this is the computer name. You could change this, but we're just going to use this computer name, and we're going to give it the domain test.com. Say next. Then it's going to ask us again for the password. And we'll put in test.com for the domain. And now it's going to create the computer account. And here I just like to give all domain users administrator permission. So I set that here. And say next. And we'll give them administrator permissions to the local machine. And now we'll go ahead and restart this guy now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to power it off too once it starts to restart, because I am going to give this thing a little bit more RAM and another CPU to make it a little faster. There we go. We'll power it off. And let's go here, settings. Let's go ahead and give it 4 gigs of RAM. And we'll go ahead and give it 3 processors. We'll see if that helps speed it up a little. And so now we're ready to put in our user. Now it comes up with domain users because that's what I typed there, but now we can just go ahead and do test administrator and put in our password. If I can type right. Oh, see, I forgot the I right there. Administrator. It says hi. So now you just have to give it a minute to get the profile all set up and going. We'll do that. It might actually take several minutes. I'll go ahead and pause this, and then we'll come back when it's done. Okay, so it's up and running. It's joined to the domain. Now we should be able to come down here and click the File Explorer, and we should be able to go here and do a //81, and we see our shares. So here's our share and our user volume, and these are just volumes. Oh, it's going to resize the screen. Okay, these are just volumes that it has by default for the domain, and then these are our user and our share volume. So that's all good. So now we want to go ahead and install our Active Directory for users and computers management. And so to do that, we're just going to go to Features. We're going to go to Apps and Features. Maybe Apps and Features. Come on. Okay. And so that's really weird. Okay, let's try that again. Apps and features. Okay, now we're going to click optional features. That was right. Okay, now we're going to add an optional feature. It's just the resolution's kind of weird on this, so I wasn't seeing it. And now we're going to scroll down here for our optional feature called RSAT, Active Directory Domains and Services, Lightweight Directory Services Tools. And we're going to install those. It's going to take it a minute to install all that. I have to open this every once in a while and make sure. Sometimes my screen recorder just goes to a black screen and then it doesn't show anything. I check that every once in a while, make sure it's still recording. Sometimes I wish I would have chosen the i7 instead of the i5. Sometimes I think I could use 16 gigs of RAM instead of 12. But it is what it is. My work computer, I got a Lenovo ThinkPad for my work computer. It's nice and fast. It's got the i7. It's got the 16 gigs of RAM. I think the drive's a little faster on it too. I don't know. I got one of the new computers at work because we got some really old junky bricks, like from 10 years ago, that we've tried to upgrade the RAM and hard drives on them, and I hate working on that crap. Like every time somebody brings me one of those big old blocky laptops with a problem, I just want to throw it in the trash. And I want to step on it first. I don't have much patience for inferior hardware. All right, that's installed. So now just type ADUC, or maybe it's active. There we go, Active Directory users and computers. We're going to open that file location, and I'm just going to right click and drag this over here and make a shortcut on my desktop for it. And so that's normally the same tool you'll use when you're running it on the server, except now you can run it from your workstation and you can manage your domain. So now we have our test.com, and we can come out here and create a couple of users. Normally I would make a separate container and organize my users and make them all neat. I'm just going to throw them, well, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and do it. We'll go ahead and do a new organizational unit, and we'll just call this test.com users and groups. There we go. So now we can make a new user here. We'll call this one John. Let's capitalize it. Shoot all professional. Smith. His login name is going to be J Smith. We'll give him a password. And we'll tell it the password never expires. Oh, I hope if I type them the same, huh? I could type. Okay. And so next, we'll finish that. And we'll make another user out here. And we'll call it Larry Brown. And it'll be L Brown. And we'll do a same password for him. And doesn't expire. Oh, really? Come on. Okay, there we go. And now we'll go ahead and do a new group. See, most places have a secret group for like HR stuff. We'll say HR. Okay, and so we're gonna go ahead and put Larry. Larry's gonna be our HR director, so he's gonna go in the HR group. And John, he's just a normal old user. He's a low man on the totem pole. And this guy, he's a HR superstar. Okay. And so now we're going to go ahead and set up our permissions on our shares, right? And we're going to go ahead and make a login script, do some of that kind of stuff. So now, oh, hang on, that's mine. I want to do this one. Okay. Come on. There we go. And so now we have our shares here. And so we're just going to go to share. We're going to go ahead and make some permissions here. Okay. And we're going to do properties. We're going to do security. Oop, oop. It resized my desktop again or something. Hang on. What happened? Ooh. What the heck's going on? Okay. We go here. We're going to go to security. What the? It shows something weird there, don't it? Last time that happened is because I had the file permissions set incorrectly in here. Let's see if it happens on the. Let's see what happens on the other share, the user one. Oh crap! No. No, this one works right. So I've got the file permissions set wrong or something on this one called share. So let's see if we can open it, and we can. So we know it's there. Let's go back to our Linux server and check those permissions. Oh, come on. We need you to be bigger than that. Okay, there we go. It's just running a little slow. Got too much stuff going on my machine. Okay, let's make this a little bit bigger. So y'all can see, and we're gonna come up here to our activities and click on our terminal prompts. And let's do a SU, go in as root. Type the password right. And let's do an ls-la/, and let's see, our user share is correct, and our share does not have this group in it for the 3000. So we need to do a chown. slash share, and I actually want to do root colon 3 billion. Okay, now let's do it ls LA, and now share has the correct group for Samba on it. So I must have messed that up in the last video when I created those two folders. So now we're going to minimize this. We'll go ahead and open up our windows. Let it resize. Okay, now we're going to go here to share. We're going to take a look at this and go to security, and now it works. Sweet. Okay. And so now we're just going to go through here and we're going to remove all of these other things. We're going to make it so that this is going to apply to all folders, subfolders, and files. And we'll make this one apply to all folders, subfolders, and files. So that'll give administrator rights to the whole kit and caboodle, all right? And then we're going to go ahead and add, we're going to add domain users in here. All right? This is just how I like to set up my shares and permissions. You guys might set them up different. I come from back in Novell days, so now we got that, and that's going to all folders, subfolders, and files. So we'll say OK on this. We'll say yes, and now what we're going to do is come here. We're going to make some stuff here. We're going to make a folder called projects, and make another folder called audit team, and make another folder called accounting, and then we're going to make a folder. We're going to call it super secret HR stuff. Okay, and our super secret HR stuff, we only want people in the HR to be able to get to that. So we'll go to the security properties on that, advanced, and now I'm going to disable the inheritance, and we're going to remove all the inherited permissions, and then I'm just going to add in administrators. And give them full control, and we're going to add administrator directly as well. I like to just have two things there just to be sure. And administrator, and we're going to give him full control, and then that's going to this folder, subfolders, and files. And now we're going to add in the HR group, and we're going to give them modified permissions. So now we have that set up. Okay, and so I'm about to lose my battery, I think, but let me go get my charger and plug this guy in. Okay, so I got the charger now. Good to go. So we've set up this, and so like if we look here, security, we're going to see HR administrators have rights there, but if we look at one of these other folders where we didn't disable the inherited permissions, we'll see that domain users has rights to that. Okay, So now let's go set up our user share. Again, this is just how I like to set them up. There are many ways to do it. I'm just going to go to security advanced, and I'm going to basically take and remove all of these. I'm going to give administrator, we're going to edit that guy. We're going to give him rights to subfolders and files. And we're going to edit this guy, give them rights to subfolders and files. And then I am going to add domain users to here. This allows the user to be able to browse to find their folder. So I'm just going to give them read permissions here, right? And I'm only going to do it to this folder only. And we're good there. And so now we'll go ahead and say okay. Looks good. And now we're ready to go ahead and set up their home directory. When it makes their home directory, those administrator permissions carry through, and then it'll assign that user permission. So that's really all you have to do. So now we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and make our login script here too. Your login script goes under net logon, and we're going to go ahead and say new text document, and then we're going to go here. And we're actually going to see what we want. We want to view extensions, or show. We'll do show hidden files. It's under that. We want to do this, and we want to not hide extensions. Okay, now we can see the full extension. And now we can go out here and we'll call this login.cmd. You can also do login.bat, especially if you have 16-bit machines. They'll have to run a login.bat. And so now I'll go ahead and edit this. We'll do a net time. I just like to do this just to verify when they log in their time is correct. And then we'll do a net use, and we'll do s://81/share, and that'll give them rights to the share, or give them a drive mapping to the share. We'll save that. Now we'll go here to the user, and we'll go to their profile tab, and we'll go ahead and put the login script as login cmd. And we'll go ahead and connect the P drive to their, that P for personal, I guess. You could do H for home or whatever. 81, and it's going to be under users, and then it's going to be J Smith. Say okay, and then we'll come here. We'll do profile. We'll do login.cmd. We'll do connect. We'll do the P drive, and we'll do 81 users /L Brown. Okay. So I think Larry's our he's our HR superstar. Okay, and John Smith's the regular low man on the totem pole. So now we are ready to okay, so we got these two users. Now we're going to go ahead and shut down our workstation and log in as them. And so we're going to shut down, we're going to log off, sign out. Now we're going to say other user, J Smith. And as long as this stays test down here, you're fine. The reason you have to put test / before administrator is because there's a local administrator account, and it'll get confused between the two. And now we're going to go ahead and put in the password. And we'll log this in. And it's going to set up his profile. So I will be back. I'll go ahead and log both of these in and out. And then I'll be back when it's done setting up the profile. All right, so right now I am logged in. I am logged in as the HR superstar, Larry Brown. And so we'll just go here to this PC, and we're going to see it did map our drives. It mapped this one out of the login script to the share, and it mapped this one because that's his personal folder, his home folder, to 81 users, L Brown. And we'll go ahead and go to the P drive here first. We'll make sure we can make a folder. We'll go in that folder. We'll make a file, and there we go. And now we'll go back here. We'll try to delete them. Oh, hang on. We'll try to delete that folder. Boom, it deletes it. So now we'll go back to this PC. We'll go to the share, and we'll see that he should be able to make a folder out here called non-secret HR stuff. And then he can do that. And then he'll say, no, I think I better put that under super secret HR stuff just in case. So he can go out here. He can make a folder. He can make another new folder. He can make a file called employee SSNs. All right, and then we're going to delete that folder. We don't need two folders. And this will be a folder called stuff. Let's see if we can rename a folder. Just trying out all the basic stuff here. You can rename a folder. Okay. And you should be able to delete a file as well. You can. You should be able to open a file and put social security number in it and save it. Okay. And he can make stuff. He can make stuff here under accounting too. All right. And so he has all the appropriate rights and permissions there to do stuff under that shared drive. So now we're going to go ahead and log in as John Smith, and we're going to see if he has rights to the super secret HR stuff. The other thing we can check here too is if we browse to the server, right, we want to make sure that this user, first of all, he has rights to see the login scripts, but he should not have any right to delete a login script. And it says he does not. He does not have permission. And the same thing here under the sysvol. There's the script there, policies, but he should not have rights to make anything. Like we might try to make a new folder. He does not have rights to change anything there. He can see, but he cannot change. Okay, and then we can go to users, and we can see if he can see John Smith's user folder. And he cannot, okay, but he can see his own folder. So that's all working as we expect it to. So now we'll go ahead and log out here and log back in as the low man on the totem pole, John Smith. Oh, we gotta say other user. And this will be, okay. Go ahead and open up Explorer. Go to this PC, go to his drive mappings. Here's his personal folder. Make one called docs. Make a new text file out here called passwords for web sites. Oh, we have to make one here to called credit card numbers. And he should have rights to create a file and delete it. So he can delete a file. Yes. And we're going to have him put in some credit card numbers. I don't know how many sets there are on a credit card number, but we'll put the expiration date in here too. And we'll put the CCV in there. That way somebody can really steal it. Okay. So now we're going to go back to this PC and we're going to go to share. And he's going to be like, ooh, there's a new folder out here called Super Secret HR Stuff. Let me see what's in there. Oh man, I can't get into it. Oh, that sucks, right? Well, let me go and work on my projects. There we go. And he should be able to make a document and delete a document, all that kind of stuff. And now we'll check to make sure that he also doesn't have rights to Larry Brown's personal folder. Right, and we're going to 81. He goes to, if he browses into that user share, tries to go to Larry Brown, says, nope, you don't have no rights. You don't have no rights. And he can see the share, of course, and he can probably see his folder under here, of course, because he's mapped to it. Can, and then we can go to the sysvol, make sure he doesn't have rights to change anything there. Does not. And we can go to the net logon, try to delete that login script. Like, what's that? We don't need a login script. Oh man, I don't have rights. Yeah. Those start administrators don't give me no rights. So that is all working as it's designed to. And so you can see how powerful this is. You can create a fully functional domain controller to manage your computers. You can also install the group policy editor on here, and you can push out group policies. Those come down off of the sysvol right there. So you can push out those group policies to the users. You can do everything you can do on a regular domain controller through here. This is all stuff that Samba has reverse engineered from looking at how the workstation interacts with the real primary domain controller. I think it's pretty amazing. You can build a secondary domain controller to have two of them, to have a backup one. You can make member servers to the domain that just host file shares. You can join this into an existing Windows domain. You can join a Windows server into this with this domain controller. You can, all those options are open. The nice thing here is there's no real specialized backup. There's just a simple command that you run, and we might go into that later, but you can just go to samba.org and type backup domain controllers. There's 3 options. I like the online version. And you can back this up, and it just backs everything up into a file. And then if you ever have to restore it, you can just restore that file back in. It's got all the process there, and you have your whole domain back. It's really nice, really powerful stuff. This is great for just a small business or a church that just has, 10, 20, 50 computers, and they just need something simple. This works. This works excellent. And it's not limited to that. You can run an entire worldwide organization off of this just fine. You're just going to have more domain controllers, So hopefully that helps somebody out there. If nothing else, it's a lot of fun and it's neat. So if you do end up using this for anything, man, just go out and make a $10 donation to Samba or Rocky or both, or a $5 donation. Just throw them a few bucks. They work tirelessly and volunteer a lot of their time on these projects to make them usable and make them work correctly. And there's a lot involved in the back end of this thing. So I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom.